Flash issue 67. Joshua Williamson writing with Scott Collins on the art. This issue, we got the flashback issue last time with the trickster, the original trickster, James Jesse. This issue is okay. What has he done to Central? Because Barry comes back. He's been away for a little bit. He comes back, and things are weird.
Everyone's happy, and there's no crime.
There's no crime. No one's been arrested in weeks.
Something seriously shit has gone wrong when Wolf smiles.
That may be the creepiest thing I've ever read in a comic, is Wolf just smiling and being pleasant.
That was genuinely terrifying. But I don't like it. Never do this again.
Now, we should mention Barry's actually off dealing with some cult of the Black Hand. Like, we got Black Hand cult followers that he's dealing with. But he comes back to Central City, drops off his Iron Heights. Everyone's all happy and cheery. He's looking for Commander Cold, can't find him. And everyone at the station's happy. There's no one in the holding tank. Everything's like that. It's kind of weird. And then James Jesse's dating, what's her face? Detective, what's her name?
I'm blank on her name.
Kristen. There you go.
Yes.
I was like, okay, all right.
And Barry's like, this guy seems familiar.
Yeah, I get a vague impression that I've heard of him before. And he's looking around, and it's just everyone's so happy. People are building snowmen, and everyone is cheery. And then he checks his apartment, and it's like, okay, so this looks like no one's been here in a week. So Commander Cold's officially missing. He's not just hard to find.
Yeah.
He's went missing. So he goes around and checks various places. And one of the things he discovers is that the cult leader that he brought back is now all happy like everyone else. Now he's all smiling. So it's a great concern. And he runs out of Detective Burns. He goes to find her. Because, of course, he suspects that, they're having a bit of a relationship. And Burns, the first hint that something's actually... obviously we think something's wrong, but the first hint to getting to the truth of it is she says, no, just be happy. Don't worry, Barry, be happy. Just be happy. You should really drop this.
Must be happy or he'll hurt you.
Or he'll hurt you, yes. And there's that really creepy panel where she's kind of crying and she says that, but she still gets a smile.
Yeah.
It's almost Joker-esque, actually.
I was about to say, it's not help. Trickster has in not necessarily in comics, but in public perception, there's he's a bit of a knockoff Joker, right? This isn't helping with that.
Yeah, so we see Trickster's got Commander Cold, and then otherwise we just see that everyone's happy, and it's very kind of almost Border Snatchers-esque.
It is.
So, what did you feel about this? It's just the start of this Trickster arc. I mean, I guess the last one kind of was, but this is
it's not bad. I got some, not concerns, more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Last issue established that he'd been the Trickster. He'd had run-ins with Flash, right? So does Flash not know who he is? I get, the whole idea is everyone will forget about me.
Yeah, I think that's what they were playing with. This idea is that he seems familiar, but you can't quite place it.
That's the thing I don't buy, though. I get the idea that most people will just forget about him, right? And then he'll make a grand return. I get that in concept, but the idea that Barry's forgotten him.
I mean, he's in civvy clothes though, without a mask. I wonder if did Barry ever see him?
Introduced him by name. I feel like Barry probably knew the name of one of his rogues, like he does with all the rest of them.
I don't know, maybe James Jesse's done something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Has he done something to literally make everyone forget?
He may have done.
He might have done, which alleviates this concern, admittedly.
Yeah.
But I wasn't necessarily getting that last issue when we got the idea of what this plan was with that forgetting thing, and pulling the trick. I never got the idea that he'd physically done something.
I like this quite a bit, actually. I mean, obviously, I like Scott Collins on a Flash book. I know you're not as huge, but I have all that nostalgia for him. I think what I liked about this is that it did feel like, okay, we're doing something completely different for a little bit. We're going to get away from the Force Quest. We're going to get away from that stuff. We're going to do just a fun villains doing something plot, and the whole city's infected, and Barry has to figure it out. And like I say, it's kind of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's kind of, everyone's acting weird and creepy, and he has to figure it out. Yeah, I'm into that
side of it.
Yeah, I'm digging just the actual core plot of this whatever Trickster's doing, his prank.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously it can't drag on too long. There's no danger of it really overstaying its welcome because it's only got a handful of issues before we're into year 1, right?
Yeah. I mean, about what, another 4 issues at most.
I think that starts in 75.
What are we on?
Maybe
67.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. I'm not like in love with the issue. It's a solid issue to set up the arc, and I'm intrigued. But I'm not like, oh, I'm really into this. I need to know. I need more now. I'm like, okay, I can wait a few weeks.
No, I mean, I really, I think it's a fun plot that it is a breath of fresh air, given just all the Force Quest stuff that we're kind of stuck on for a while.
I'm definitely glad for that to kind of come down to something more. I don't want to say mundane, but
Traditional.
Traditional, yeah.
Yeah, traditional. Because it's not that, I mean, I liked a lot of the Force Quest stuff, but it was definitely maybe a bit weaker after the Flash War and the Perfect Storm stuff, because that was like a really good chunk of stuff. I feel like this is just like, okay, this is just a solid story where the villain is doing something crazy in Central City.
I think it said, all right, let's not introduce something huge. Let's not be doing all these big things. Let's just do something with one of the rogues. I'm down for that in concept.
All right, what are you giving it?
I'll give it a 7.
I'm giving it an 8.
Cool.
Because I'm more positive than you.